I'll let you know when we're ready. All right, we are live. I'm here with Hank, and look at that logo right there above your head
Yeah,
there.
right over this way.
Yep,
There.
right there. That's a beautiful thing right there. Thank you so much
Appreciate
for your
that.
sponsorship, man. How
Yep,
you
you
doing
got it.
today?
I'm well. I'm good. I'm good. I'm waiting for this 9 o'clock game. I hope I don't fall asleep before the game.
Listen, I'm so juiced up. I don't know if I will fall asleep, but
No, I'm with you.
oh man, today, you know what? My what I kind of thought about the game, I said, you know what? I know it's going to take, like we talked before, it's going to take them a little time to work themselves into the kind of shape they wanted to be as a team, to
Yeah.
find their identity and figure out what works. And then everybody's got to do what's best for the team. And holy smokes, I was just waiting and waiting. And then, especially when you go on the road, you can always count on the referees to make some iffy calls. So they take Jesse out of the game right away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, not a problem because he'll be focused. He'll come back in. And at that particular time, um, Joe Girard was the third was he was unconscious, hitting shots
Yes.
from everywhere. So
Yep. Lighten it up.
it worked out well. I was glad to see. I've always liked the road games, particularly because when you play at home, everybody's in their own apartment, everybody's in their own thing. You know, you practice together, then you go home and you're in your own mindset. When you go on the road, it's you and the team. It's a great time for them to bond, for them to come together, and to get to know each other. And they walked away with. There's no saying. Bad teams lose ugly games. Good teams win them. So it also gave them the confidence to know that they were in a tough situation once. The outcome didn't work out. This was a tough situation. Things didn't have to be perfect. They played well enough to pull that game out at the end. I really like the fact that beside the shooting and Judah Mincy came and did some wonderful things. What reached out and touched you the most about those games? About that game?
Well, I'll tell you. We can break it down. For a couple hours, but I'm always about the tale of two halves. Who's going to make the adjustments in the second half? And I was texting my friend Chris out in California, who can't be with us tonight. Hi, Chris. And I said, who is going to step up if Joe Girard gets cold?
Mhm.
Who's going to step up? And, we had a bunch of different guys step up, actually. And I thought I was actually, for once in a long time, like really excited to the point where we were diving for balls. We were kind of scrappy,
Yeah.
doing the intangibles we talked about before the Colgate game. And, and that's what was going on. And I thought our zone was just we were closing on guys where last year we were always late.
Yeah.
And it just looked like, and then overtime, and that told a lot if we were going to win this game or not. And that said a lot about them, about scrapping it out at the end. So
I really like. You know what? They're trying. You can see that they're trying to figure out how they're going to be working together. But um, Jesse came back in the game. They had four stops, I think three in
three in a
close
row.
where Richmond didn't even get a shot up. I was
Yeah.
like, these guys. Every time you get one, you get psyched. You get the second one, you get even more psyched. These guys were out of their gourds, so they get that feeling of adrenaline. They get that feeling like, listen, we're doing something right, and let's repeat it. Let's keep doing it. So I was really glad to see that. And Jesse, did he block everything that came near the basket, or was that a figment of my imagination?
We have like 9 blocks or something like that. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, he crammed his whole game. Like when you're sitting on the bench there and you can't play, you got to sit there, you got to watch everything, you got to stay focused, you got to stay ready. You know, the refs knew that they took this kid out of the game for something ridiculous, and then he came back in, and the fouls that they didn't call the second half were harder than the ones they called the first half. You know, so but at least they got to the point where they were consistent because we always ask, we don't need great refs, we just need consistent refs. consistently bad or consistently good, they're making a difference. Just as long as you got something you can gauge yourself against, you go out and play. But man,
you know what I like about him, about Jesse yesterday was, and I think you told me a story one time about kind of mentoring some big men in basketball regarding dunking, getting the ball at a spot and dunking from wherever the spot was and making that your mission. And he was doing that yesterday, catching the ball high and just ramming it down. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what you need to do. So kudos to him because he adjusted his game like that.
He really did. He made himself important. So the thing that I noticed is that the key to the success of this team, I think, is just the touches that Jesse gets. And I'll explain to you why. Because if he's getting, you don't have to shoot the lights out. Like Joe Girard shot the lights out when man guarding him didn't make any difference. Joe Girard, if he gets a little bit of space to shoot, and you can get that little bit of space by letting the big man touch the ball, getting them confused, like throw the ball inside.
Sure.
The reason he got so many shots, anybody playing near him, is because teams have decided they're not going to leave Jesse. So he's actually doing his job. His job is, as a big man, you want to keep your man completely busy because you have the only man on the floor that can stop other people on the floor when they come to the basket. So if you can make your man play you've already done a great job. If you can get another guy to help out and be looking to help when you got the ball, you've done an excellent job. And then it's up to point guard, shooting guard to understand when the best shots are and put the ball in the right places. So, but it's important that he gets touches, and Coach Boeheim reiterated this because, I mean, he makes things happen down there, and you can see he's grown and he wants to be that man to help the team out.
Yep. Judah Mintz also. I'll throw that in there. We talked about that. Colgate. I said that guy is going to be, all he has to do is play his game and be Judah Mintz. And that's all he's been doing. And he's been solid. No turnovers. I mean,
is that crazy or what? And I'll tell you what, he puts that ball, as you see, Joe tries to put the ball on the floor and he goes in there. It's not that Joe's a bad dribbler. He's dribbling in to a guy that's bigger than him, making contact with him that causes him to lose the ball. He's not a bad dribbler. The body makes contact with you, knocks you into your dribble, you lose the ball. Judah goes in there and he looks for that contact. The contact hits him, bounces off, and he finishes. So, and that'll create something. You start seeing when he starts picking his spots better, he will get in there and create a double team also. So at some point, they've got to say, I'm either going to play him going to the basket because he can finish, or I'm going to let him go all the way to the basket. And teams thus far have been letting him get to the basket. At a certain point, they're going to have to start playing him. And when they start playing him, it's up to Judah to get the ball to, depending on where the help came from. It's going to either be Joe Girard's guy or it's going to be Jesse's guy. And when they do that, you got to punish him. Let the game come to you. Take your time, read it, because these guys are growing under our eyes. We're watching them. And there's nothing that helps you grow better than a game on the road. Man, that was, they had me like fanning myself there for a while when he went. Yeah. I thought Judah was going to get that last shot. And I was like, out of all the time to want to pass the ball, you do when you got like less than a second left. I was like, oh. Yeah. But you know what? I tell you what, he learned from that, and he comes out at the ball jump, the ball goes up, and he's ready to play again. He's like, I like the fact that his memory about what happened before, it's gone. Yeah. We got to look forward. We got to make something happen to win this game. Great stuff.
Yeah, I thought the back and forth, it was the excitement. It almost felt like a March Madness game,
Yeah, so looking here, what's this? Jerry Kelly, 4 shot clock violations in the second half were huge. Amen to that.
Yeah.
I was wondering how many it was. Oh my gosh, it was there's nothing. There are a few things that really shake another team. They come down and they miss it. They miss a three-point shot. Oh darn, they missed a shot. What shakes them is when they come down and they punch the ball inside and it gets blocked and knocked out. that really, and Jesse was like a cork. He was, listen, he had his finger in the dam that time. I think that's a little pun there. It comes from being in Amsterdam, but he was the man stopping everything that goes to it. And the second thing is when he caught the ball, he finished.
Yeah.
It's personal. They were going, holy smokes, they stopped us every time we punched it inside, and we got dunked on. It's very, very demoralizing. Both of them are demoralizing. Throw them all together, you win a game.
Yep.
I like that defense.
No doubt. I'd say hats off to some of the guys coming off the bench as well. I mean, they really took advantage of their time.
They did.
That they had in the game. And, for some of them, it benefited them for sure,
It definitely benefited them because we know coach is going to start limiting the number of guys that play. And because right now he's saying, okay, you've had a couple games in the preseason. You've had a couple games in postseason. Now it's time for you to show me you want to play. You got to, I always say he puts you in a situation to shine, but it's up to you to shine.
Yeah.
And hats off to Brown, Bell, everybody came off the bench, just did
they did their job. And they took, if you're going to play 4 minutes, got to be the best 4 minutes of your life for that game.
And we needed everything that everybody chipped in just to get the opportunity to play in the overtime.
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah.
We needed the 31 points. We needed to block shots. We needed the rebounds. We needed the kick out jumpers from the court. We needed every steals. We needed everything. And that builds confidence. It gives you in your mind, you're saying, okay, we can shoot well enough to win this game. We can play defense well enough to win a game. We can go out and out hustle people to win a game. I mean, they got to be, but you got a chance to think about it. That game's over. You got to forget about it because now you got to step up to the plate again. So I'm excited to see this game. I think I might have to take I'll take a fan with me so I can put it down next to me, and because it's always without too much excitement, without expecting too much. I want them to grow. I want them to. It's a beautiful thing to see when a young kid, and they're freshmen, but we got to stop calling them freshmen after like 4, 5, 6 games because you know what? They're no longer green. They're in the process of learning how to be better Division I players. So. But they've got to you got to handle business tonight. So I'm excited.
It's a physical St. John's team tonight, probably more physical than Richmond. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do.
Oh, we got a little note here. Let's see what they had to say. Judah is an incredible talent. What's really impressive his last 2 games with 10 assists and 0 turnovers. Freshman, absolutely.
Yeah.
Robert, fantastic point made right there. Because we had last year, I think if we remember correctly, Hank, he used to throw that ball up in the stands, pick it out of bounds. So it's great to have that security.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good, Robert. Great point. Yep. So, man, I think I better grab a little bite to eat and get ready so that I can. I might have to do some stretching there.
Yep, sounds good. I think my wife's cooking something nice. I can smell it from down here.
Oh man, here we got one more, and when Tim wanted to jump in here, let's see what he has to say. And said 4 rebounds combined from the starting forwards isn't going to cut it against Power 5 talent. But guess what? He cut it last night. And they're young, they got a chance to step it up and figure it out. There's one thing, the crazy thing about it. So at Syracuse, I averaged maybe 8.5 rebounds a game as an average. Never really thought about rebounding because I played with other very good rebounders. Dale Shackelford, Lewis Orr.
Mm-hmm.
They were good rebounders. So and Eddie Moss would come back. Ed Moss would come back and he'd pick up loose ones. Everybody was going after that loose ball. The crazy thing is, so I leave and I go to Italy. I think my first 2 or 3 years, like my coach came out and said, hey, you know what? You need to get more rebounds. So for like a year, I was getting 13, 14, 15 rebounds a game, some games 18, 19 rebounds. And the only reason was because during the timeout, my coach said, hey, we really need you to get more rebounds. I was like, okay. And during practice, we do these drills where we didn't get, it was very interesting. We didn't get points for scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You got 1 point for a rebound and you got 2 for an offensive rebound. So that's some really good tricks to make us change our focus, going into the game, so that we get at least for players that weren't used to rebounding, got them to rebound, and then for guys that rebound, got us more hype, paid more attention to rebounding.
Sure.
So, great stuff.
Yeah,
Get that food. That's chit chat. We'll talk to you. I'm trying to think. It's going to be late tonight. We'll probably do that post game tomorrow sometime. So I'll check out and see where you are.
Sounds good, buddy.
Take care now, Hank.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.